All right, it's Sunday morning. I don't know exactly what date it is, but good morning out there, YouTube. I have a problem with my air dryer here on my semi truck. It leaks, and what do you call that? Leaks, and the purge valve don't go off. So what I did was, you just pull back that little tab right there, and the plug's right down there. I thought of this recording this last minute. I didn't think anybody'd want to watch it, but I figured I'd do it anyway. And then that one disconnects. You push down that little tab, and then you pull the line out. And then this one's the same type thing. That big one at the end. It comes out at the bottom. Way down there, can't really see it. And then I unhooked this line from right there, because I can't get that one off, and I didn't want to break the elbow off at the fitting. And then there's 3 bolts right there. So what we're going to replace that with is a new air dryer. Up here in the north, it gets cold. It could be minus 20 degrees, and one thing you don't want in your system is air. So we're replacing it with this brand new unit right here. So forgot the radio was on, so I have to come back out here. But it don't take that long. It's something that, I paid $417 with tax. I bet you take it to a shop, and it costs probably $500 for the part, mysteriously. And then, for what's going to take me hour and a half, shop, I don't know what they charge, 2.5 hours, 100-something bucks an hour. So, for probably what would end up costing close to $1,000, I'm doing for $417 in a couple hours of my time here at my house. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting these bolts off. For some reason, they're pretty long, and they're fighting me to the every last bit. I don't know what's going on with them, but probably because that's aluminum, I'm betting. So I wish I had some never sees to put back in there or something, but you can kind of see that, the threads get real boogery. But it fights me every last bit of the way, and it's, and they should have made that bracket bend just a little bit more so you can really get in there, but I'm using a variety of tools. My stubby 3/4 I had to use for a little bit. That's what I used to peel back the electrical connection right there. I use that to peel the tab back. But I'm going to go ahead and get this finished. And then the car content I got for this weekend is us buying that car right there. So this is 2013 Freightliner Cascadia. We're replacing the air dryer because the purge valve don't work, and we got an air leak. 2013 Freightliner. I'm going to do a little bit more wrenching and get back to you. Okay, so I got it off. These 3 bolts right here, they come off right there. And then this is my camera trick. I already loosened this up. You pull this off, then we're going to clean those threads. Then you pull this one off. Look, oh yeah, it wasn't really that loose, but camera trick. Okay, and then you take this, and I'm spinning this around to pull this off. Okay, so oh, there we go. That's off. Okay, so what we'll end up doing is we'll clean these threads up on all these with a little wire brush or something, and then we'll prep the new one to go in. I'm going to save that. The problem was, here's the governor. This is what happens when this turns to 120 pounds or 130 pounds, whatever it is. The little device, the governor, tells the compressor, well, I don't know if it tells the compressor to quit work. It does. It tells the compressor to quit pushing pressure in the tank. So this is the governor. That cost me $70. I would have saved a little bit of money. Now what you can do to adjust the governor is you take this little tab off, a little 7/16, you loosen the nut, then you tighten that screw in there, which is kind of hard to do with this in the way. But you can change your air. If it's comes preset at 130 and you want to change it to 120. But this here's the purge valve. I was working on this the other night, and this is really hard to do way up underneath there. I can't fit under the truck, so I had to have my arms way above my head. But this little purge valve here is not wasn't working. And what happens is when this hits 120 pounds, it's a signal here that tells this to go psh. So every time you hear psh, unless it's coming from the air brakes, you know, if a truck's running, driving down the road or idling, and you hear that psh, what happens is the water collects in here, and that sound psh, makes the air, it keeps the air out of the system, because this is an air dryer. It dries the air, because you don't want air in your system of your semi-truck, because when it gets minus 20 degrees it freezes, and then you try to push your brakes and they don't work, or it'll lock and you won't be able to build any air pressure because you get a little ice cube in here. Stops that from working. That's the only one downfall to the air system. But I had my 2003 Peterbilt for 1.4 million miles. I never replaced the cartridge or anything. It was a very good system. This has 655,000 miles, I think, and this one's out. But I'm going to save this because these can go out, you know, pretty much any time. And when they go out, you might not be able to build air. I've had it happen to me before. Running all night, 3 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden the truck won't build air. Low air pressure comes on and won't let the truck move. So I had to take this apart and clean it on the side of the road, minus 20 degrees inside my truck. That did happen on the Freightliner, or the Peterbilt. But this is the purge valve. Sometimes you can rebuild that, but I think there's something wrong internally in here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these lines up and get the new one prepped to put in, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I took this little brush right here, just a little Harbor Freight brush, and I cleaned the threads as good as I could for now. Kind of in a hurry, but I cleaned these up real good. And I could tell that really looks like Teflon tape. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and redo these with. I'm going to wrap these with Teflon tape before I put them back in there. Maybe it'll help the corrosion against the aluminum. I'm not sure. But, oh yeah, I got to clean that one too. I haven't cleaned that one yet. Alright. Kind of trying to go step by step for you guys if you're interested. You know, really all you need to know about doing these repairs on your semi-truck is a few basic skills. And, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of crazy schooling or talent or anything. All it takes is you know, a few basic skills, a few basic tools, and, you know, the want to do it. So, you know, for the repairs I've done on this truck recently, I did the gasket on the other side. I mean, that took probably, you know, 12 hours of labor. $100 an hour is $1,200 for a $5 part. That transmission piece that I got on the transmission tower, you know, that was a $400 part. You know, who knows what I would end up charging for that. Could have told me transmission was wrong because the mechanic didn't know what he was doing. Now, I'm not saying most mechanics don't know what they're doing. I'm just telling you from my experience what's happened in the past. You know, you bring a truck in, tell you low gear don't work, they tell you it's transmission. So $8,000 to $12,000. And a repair like that would put this working man out of business right now. So here we go. I'm pushing forward, getting it done. It's cold out here. I got hat on, 3 coats, pants, long johns, trying to get done. Supposed to leave here in 12 o'clock, and it's like 11 now, so no downtime. Get it done, push, 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 go, go, go. I'll probably turn it back on when it's done, show you the finished product, and we'll fire it up, and hopefully here we hear that psh, coming out of this valve right here. So I'll cut you back on in a minute. All right. We're getting back there. Look at that. All that work and we're still halfway out on that bolt. Alright, I did the, it's all installed. I test fired it up and she runs. It's just this electrical plug, this compression air line. You push it back in, then pull it out, and it puts that little gap right there. And that little gap's what you want to make sure that the line's not going to pop back off. That's back on. It's hooked up back over there. This line's a compression line. Let's see if I can get it down in here. Yeah. That's where that goes down there. But I started it up and it's 130 pounds. So what you got to do is there's this little cap on the end. You unscrew this cap off of and it might be on a different place. It might be up there on your air compressor. But what you do is you take that little cap off and see that green paint? Yeah, there you go. You take that nut and loosen the nut, and the end of that right there has a flathead screw. Now, at 130 pounds, I don't like 130. I'm going to turn it down to 120. So you loosen this nut up, and then turn that in, and then tighten the nut back down. I'm going to try 2 turns, and I'm going to start the truck back up, and see if I can get it down to 120 pounds. Okay, I'm going to do that and get back to you. Now my other air leak is right here. I'm going to probably do these two. 2 of these are leaking, and they're just cheap plastic ones. I got some good new metal ones. I sprayed some soap on these, and I need to get these redone. There's 2 of them that are leaking. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 7/16 wrench, flat tip screwdriver. I'm going to get it down to cut off at 120 pounds. And then I'll show you what the psh sound is I'm talking about. Oh. That was weird. It just made a noise. Okay. Alright, so that's all done. And I got it to turn off. Now what you do is you spray soapy water and you watch for bubbles. But I got another air leak way in there. I sprayed that one too, and that's a little bit of a leak, but not enough. There's another one way down in there somewhere, and I don't know that that's leaking enough to replace them. So I'll have to track that other leak down another day. It ain't nothing I can do right now. There's an elbow on the back of there somewhere that goes. So I got an inspection coming up. That may be what I end up letting them do, is just that little air leak. So, but the air dryer's replaced, and we're doing good. So if you like my videos, hit the like button. If not, hit the unlike button. You know, I'm just out here working, man, trying to get, you know, trying to provide for my family, and my motto is do the right thing. At the end of the day, I always try to make sure to do the right thing is my motto. So I'm putting this blue cap right back on here. You just stick it back over there and thread it back on. But my motto is do the right thing. At the end of the day, you'll always be able to sleep better, and, you know, knowing that you did the right thing. Do the right thing, like, share your videos if you find this helpful, and all that stuff. I keep saying it too much, so it's a nervous thing so that I don't forget. Alright, there we go. Finally got that started. It shuts off about 122, 123, so I'm just going to let it sit there for a while. But I am going to pull this off. This is always good. It's always good to have an extra governor with you in your truck. It's one of them little insurance policies. I had a friend of mine have his governor go out. You know, back then it was a $20 part. Sitting on top of the Golden Gate Bridge, couldn't build air. Because the compressor, the tanks were telling him it didn't have any air. No, the tanks were saying it was full, but yet it didn't have any air. So Anyway, that's it for now. Gotta go. Try to edit this sometime. Maybe Monday or something. Oh, cool little noise. Alright, gotta go. Bye.